I just thought I'd show you a little project I've been working on over the last year or so. I made a little water feature for these four fellas we can see here. I've dug a hole and lined it with a traditional pond liner. But the main reason for this video really is to show you the water feature that I've made out of natural slate, and also the way I came up with an idea of how to power that in two ways. So yeah, moving on here to the water feature. That's the bottom level, and there we can see the top level. And the bottom level's powered with this Hoselock solar cascade pump. It's a really good little pump. That cost me about 70 quid. And that's also got a switch on where you can switch it onto battery if it's a cloudy day. Obviously if the sun's out it works all day long just with the natural sun, and then the sun also charges the battery. So yeah, you can see the two switches there, and that works really well. But then the other idea I had was to power the water feature from rainwater off my garage. So you can see a pipe, it's just 1.5 inch waste flow. I've run all the way around the back of that fence because we just back onto allotment, so I could hide that quite nicely. And that just goes round to one side of my garage there and takes the rain off that gutter. So every time it rains, I get it to work free of charge that way. And you can see now both levels are working just from the natural rainwater. I'm cheating a bit here because I've just poured some water in the gutter just to get it working, just to show you, because we've got a nice dry day at the moment. We've had that for the last few months, to be honest. But when it rains, it works. If you get a nice steady day's rain, it's working all day long free of charge, and it's absolutely brilliant to look at. So yeah, sunny weather, cloudy weather or rainy weather, I can get it working for nothing. So it's just a nice little feature, an idea I had, and it's turned out really well. If you want to look how to make these water features, just showing you there, by the way, that's slow motion. It's just to let you know, on the end of that I put a 3/4 pipe and then reduced it down to that so that I could put one of those isolation valves on to get it working, you know, a nice flow. Because if you don't put one of those on, leave an open-ended pipe, the water will shoot out tremendously and probably shoot halfway across the garden. So you need to be able to adjust the flow with one of those isolation valves. So that's what I've done there. And then I am going to make a little feature to put over that to disguise that. I'm not quite sure what I'm going to do yet, but perhaps make a video of that. So yeah, if you do want to learn how to make one of these, I mean, it's quite easy to work in slate. I've got a couple of videos, I'll put links down below. One's where I made a nest box out of a tree branch and a slate, and I demonstrate quite nicely on there how to cut and you know, sort of shape slates so you can make different projects with them. And also I've got one where I make a picture frame, which is a different way of cutting slate. So there's a couple of ideas you can do, but you know, your choice is unlimited really of the designs and the shapes you make, and often you can get a lot of slates for nothing. If you look in skips as you're passing by when builders are doing jobs, you can find old bits of slate. They haven't got to be full slates because often you're cutting them up anyway. So it's all free of charge, and when you go into garden centres, I mean, these sort of water features, 500, 600, 700 quid, and so I've got all this really free of charge, apart from the pump, which I paid 70 quid for that, I think I said earlier. But yeah, it looks really nice, and I've also put a few little lights, you know, these solar powered lights. You can just see the copper wire there running around it, and as it gets dark later on, I've took a couple of shots. There we go, look, and you can just see it's just starting to get dark now, and those lights have just come on. It looks really effective, and I've just got the battery on at the moment on the solar pump, so the bottom level's just trickling nicely there. And yeah, it looks effective. I think I'm really pleased with the way it's turned out. So yeah, it's just another little project you can try, and if you've got the desire to do these things, it's amazing what we can make with a few bits of scrap stuff. And that tree branch is just rested across the rocks as well, and that looks quite effective, I think. But anyway, if you like that, see what you think. Give me a like if you do, and if you want to ask me any questions about it, please do so in the comments below. I'm always happy to help people out with ideas and what have you. Okay, take care. Bad time for the fish.